that you'll take care of Sasuke.
I will.
Yo, welcome back to the House of Animation, y'all. It's your boy Jay, and today we have another video for you guys, and we're gonna take a look at, was Itachi right? But first, let's drop the intro. To fully break down if Itachi was right or wrong in killing his family, which sounds crazy because on paper it seems like an easy answer, we need to take a look at the why, what made him do such a wild thing, the impact, how did Itachi's decision affect himself and those around him, and then last but not least, the outcome. In the end, did the actions that Itachi take really change anything? Did it have the desired effect? Did that effect actually justify the means to an end? The why. Behind every action is a why. For Itachi, the why has always been peace, and he would do anything, literally anything, to obtain this. Itachi's philosophy first came into play during the Third Great Ninja War. At only 4 years old, he saw firsthand the cruelty and horrors of war. Getting put onto death and war at the age of 4, anybody in their right mind, man, woman, child, I don't care, would definitely be traumatized. This traumatized Itachi to the point where he would become a pacifist. And Itachi would believe that the only way to truthfully stop the violence and war in the world was by achieving peace. This goal would cause Itachi to put hours in the lab and train relentlessly to become the greatest ninja he possibly could. This path would lead him to the night that would change the ninja world forever. Also on this path, Itachi would be hailed and revered as a prodigy, graduating the academy at a young age, being the youngest member to join the Anbu, gaining Hokage level wisdom and reasoning as a child. It would also put him right smack dab in the middle of his loyalty to his clan and his duty to the village, a burden he shared with his best friend Susui. Now, before we explain why Itachi did what he did on the night of the Uchiha massacre, we first need to take a look at the major players. First off, we had the third Hokage. Secondly, we had Danzo. Thirdly, we had Fugaku, which was Sasuke and Itachi's dad and the Uchiha clan. And lastly, we had the best friend duo of Itachi and Susui, who acted as double agents for the village. And to be fair, the Uchiha have been for centuries acting up and dropping the ball. But I ain't gonna hold you, this time around their anger was valid. After pretty much getting put into a ghetto on the outskirts of the village, and weirdly enough, all of their fits proudly displayed their clan's crest. Sounds familiar? And this was all because of the clan. They were just following the orders of Danzo to hold back and not assist during the Nine Tails attack. And many in the village will grow resentful and suspicious of the Uchihas and their Sharingan, believing them to be behind the devastating attack. And son, if me and my family got moved to the corner of the city just so the mayor could keep tabs on me and my family, nah son, we finna riot and I'm finna burn everything down. Being a founding clan, the Uchihas were getting tired of the constant disrespect as well as not being more involved in the village politics. This will cause the Uchiha leaders to plan a coup d'etat and place Sasuke and Itachi's dad, Fugaku, on the Hokage's chair. As the head of the Uchiha, Fugaku encouraging Itachi to join the ranks of Anbu and move up just so he can act as a spy for the Uchihas. With the knowledge of his own clan trying to overtake the village, Itachi knew that this would cause a civil war, and that would snowball into another world war. And as a pacifist now, Itachi could not let that slide, and he decided to act as a double agent alongside of his best friend Susui, reporting everything to the village's council and betraying their own clan. Now, the third and the council sought to have a peaceful resolution to this conflict, and so did Itachi and Susui. Feeling burdened by the guilt of betraying their own clan, the latter wanted to use his Mangekyo Sharingan to place the Uchiha leaders in the Genjutsu, just to get them to negotiate peacefully. But no, Danzo had to interrupt again. Dog, I really hate this man. Knowing that this was not a plan anymore just because Danzo took his other eye, Sushi actually committed suicide and entrusted the clan's name and legacy as well as the protection of Konoha all to Itachi. And he knew by killing him, it would activate the Mangekyo Sharingan in Itachi. Shortly after the death of his best friend, Itachi and the Uchiha clan started to gain some distance, with the latter believing that Itachi actually killed his best friend. And shortly after this, Fugaku would actually reveal to Itachi that he also gained the ability of the Mangekyo Sharingan. But even with this power, Fugaku even wanted to take the peaceful route instead of using the powers of the Sharingan to control the Nine Tails and attack the village again. With this new information in hand, Itachi ran back and reported this to the village council. And Danzo, who had believed peace was no longer an option, gave Itachi two options: either support the coup and be smote in the genocide along with everybody in your clan, clan or kill everyone in your clan except for Sasuke. Believing if he didn't stop the coup this way, someone would rise out to avenge and continue the cycle of violence, choosing the latter and slaughtering his entire clan with the help of quote-unquote Madara. Itachi truthfully only cared for two things. That was Sasuke and the idea of peace, a principle that would define all of his actions in life. So he would play the part of the villain, pushing Sasuke to grow stronger in pain and vengeance, only to have one goal in life: to avenge his family's honor and name, in which Sasuke would be viewed as a hero. Also, it was his wish to protect the village and stop more violence from being spread, even if that meant wiping his own family out forever. Taking an unbiased approach and accepting the burden on his shoulders and his shoulder alone. The impact. In the aftermath, Itachi continued his Oscar-worthy run as a double agent and joined Akatsuki in order to keep tabs on them and also stopping them from sliding on Konoha. And let's take a look at what actually happened as a result of Itachi's actions. Sasuke had to relive the pain and trauma of watching his clan being slaughtered, a memory that was forever burned to his head. After Itachi placed him in a Genjutsu, the Uchiha were extinct in one night. Danzo's grip on power grew. The third Hokage was entrusted with the well-being and care of Sasuke until Sasuke was ready to face Itachi eye to eye and give Itachi that work. Now, let me tell y'all something. When we first get introduced to Itachi and learned how he smoked his whole family and only left Sasuke alive, I was like, yo, damn, that's one cold dude. And mind you, the first time we're introduced to him, he's coming back to the village to capture Naruto and ends up watching Sasuke again. Put that boy in a blender. It was hard to view Itachi as anything but the villain. He played it so well, but at the same time, he would also display acts that would show his true nature, things that went over our head. Did y'all ever peep how Itachi rarely put hands on people and only usually resorted to genjutsus, or even let Kisame do most of the dirty work? Shit, he even slightly dropped the act when he was disgusted at the things that Orochimaru did, especially to his fellow Leaf ninja. Kinda ironic. Albeit Orochimaru did what he did for his own selfish purposes. Even when Orochimaru tried to do the Ginyu body swap on Itachi, he placed him in a genjutsu and cut off Orochimaru's hand just so he couldn't break out of it. Like, even after joining the world's #1 terrorist organization, this man never dropped his philosophy. Give that man an Oscar. But there was no bigger impact than putting Sasuke on the path of vengeance and hope that Sasuke would become the hero and the defender of peace. When they finally get to fighting, Itachi hits him off rip a Tsukuyomi and rashes Sasuke for not having the MS yet. This is one of the greatest battles in the whole series. In the end, after going pound for pound, Sasuke is backed into a corner, and with Itachi's goal of taking his eyes in a finger's reach, Itachi collapses, with Itachi's final gesture being a forehead tap. Now, if you don't know about this gesture, it's a very special one between Itachi and Sasuke, and this is how Itachi would show his affection to Sasuke. Sasuke, being engulfed in vengeance and rage, does not even notice this in the moment, and upon waking up after the battle, he actually meets Madara, who's actually Obito Uchiha, and the same person who helped Itachi massacre the Uchiha on that fateful night. And Obito tells Sasuke the truth about the Uchihas, and telling Sasuke he now finally has the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan and has his brother's eyes. Finding out the truth of his clan and his brother, Sasuke finally starts to accept and understand Itachi, and now his goal is no longer vengeance. It's no longer killing his brother and avenging his clan. All his anger and emotion finally turns inward towards the village, with Sasuke saying his new goal, the complete and utter destruction of Konoha. The outcome. Bruh, I've never seen a character get hated on and loved on at the same damn time. But all thanks to Itachi's great backstory, it was hard not to be drawn to the character and overlook his actions. But let's be for real, this man was wrong. Like, he was absolutely wrong. And he even admitted it. His actions alone brought about all of the things he was trying to avoid. Me personally, I'm a firm believer in you are the creator of the very thing you are trying to avoid. The reason why to kill his whole clan was to save Sasuke and protect Konoha. Konoha, as well as preventing war. He knew that the goal of world peace was a goal that was larger than him, and he would do anything, mostly anything, to see that goal come to fruition. Earlier, y'all remember how I stated that his best friend sacrificed himself because he believed Itachi would make the right decision to both save their village and family name, which paralleled their life as double agents and their sense of duty and loyalty to their family. Itachi was not only consumed by the guilt of smoking his whole family, but also the fact that he did not honor the dying wish of his best friend and chose the greater of two evils. When Itachi got revived in the 4th Ninja War, he realized his path was wrong. He came to find out that Sasuke had turned into the villain and had learned the truth of the Uchihas, indirectly putting Sasuke on the very path he tried so hard to avoid. His actions in joining Akatsuki was like a bubblegum fit. Konoha still got attacked and destroyed, and another world war was started. The Uchiha name was in the dirt due to the actions of Sasuke. So please tell me, how did slaughtering innocent men, women, and children justify that? I'm no Dom Toretto, but one thing we share in common is this: no matter what, you never turn your back on family. Itachi, you was wrong, my boy. I'm no pacifist or psychologist, but violence will always breed violence, no matter what, who, or where. The whole notion of turning Sasuke into the hero just absolutely made no sense, as Itachi was traumatized by death and war as a kid and vowed to be a pacifist, but he ended up being put on the path of a villain due to his traumatization. Did he truthfully think that Sasuke's journey would be any different? But honestly, this could have been high-key avoided if the Hokage just did their job. If the 3rd Hokage snuffed out any smoke of opposition, especially in the Uchiha clan, and went to actually talk to Fugaku, I'm pretty sure an understanding could have came to head, especially with at least most of the demands of the Uchiha being simply able to fix. And not only that, the 3rd Hokage let his second in command undermine him and his authority, a big no-no. But in the end, as you know, we're never judged for our intent, but only by our actions. And unfortunately, Itachi tried to take on a burden that was just way too much for him. Honestly, he failed in most things except for 2 major things. One, obviously he saved Sasuke, and secondly, he finally learned a very important lesson: to finally trust people with the goal of peace. In the fight against Kabuto, he constantly was stopping Sasuke from trying to kill Kabuto because he knew that they needed to keep Kabuto alive to end the reincarnation jutsu. But more importantly, he needed Sasuke's help to beat Kabuto. Teamwork. And even before this battle, we see Itachi entrusting Naruto with Sasuke's reform at the end of the story. Itachi finally learned for me what the lesson he was missing all along: not to carry a burden that's too big for your shoulders, and finally trusting those around you to carry on the burden with you, because truthfully, that is how you solve problems. And honestly, if Itachi had learned this early on in life, we probably would have a different story.
I guess we'll never know.
Well, gang, do us a favor by smashing that like button, subscribing, and turning them alerts and notifications on. It really helps the channel grow. And also down below, leave a comment on whether you guys agreed or disagree with the video and any future videos you would like to see coming from the channel. And with that being said, you already know what it is, baby. Gotta blast.